take big franchise like Call of Duty, big franchise like this, developers they don't want to take any risks. They know it's gonna sell simply because the name is big. So the games are very boring these days. I don't really enjoy my AAAs. So, in order to relieve my boredom and Adams, we chose today to talk to you about our hidden gems.
Either never give it to me or always give it to me. Don't do this thing where you give it to me and then take it away. That's what I really hate. So
You
because
said it's
yeah.
you say it's standalone. Can't you just buy it on Steam and
I
just
can, I absolutely
eventually?
can, and that's the thing that's why this is a little bit better than the other side thing because this one you can still buy it on Steam, so it is standalone. But for me, it's just disappointing because if you are a fan of it and you're for instance, if you're a trophy hunter or something like that, and you got like I got the trophies for this, but now I can't complete it with these trophies. So yeah, so this one is better because if you are, and I think part of the other reason for me, it's not an issue. My computer's pretty good, but for some people, their computer is mostly for work, and that's part of the reason why they buy a console is because they don't have the money to invest in a good gaming PC, and a console is more efficient in terms of money. And because of that, maybe you don't have a PC that can necessarily. This game's pretty simple, so in this case, it shouldn't be too big of an issue. But yeah, it's just easier if you can put everything in one place. So for me, again, it's not an issue in the sense of playing. It's an issue in the sense that that is one of my huge pet peeves. They did it. So yeah, exactly. It sounds like extra money to get it twice. Exactly. So in this case, it's not a huge deal because you don't have to rebuy the game. You can just buy the DLC. So it's not a huge deal. But that whole idea of I've played it here, I want to and then you have to learn the controls again because you're on a different control scheme and whatnot. It's just easier if you can just if I can play my PC games always on PC and I'll play my console games always on console. That's just how I am personally. So I don't think it's greed though. I think it was just I don't think it's greed in them saying like, oh, you need to buy it again. I think it was more of just we did the math and it's not cost effective for us. So
That's strange though. I understand, although I don't like it when maybe there's a sequel which not on the same platform, say like Valkyria 1 and 2 and 3 went on mobile, but here you talk about DLC, same game, just DLC. Put the DLC on a different platform. That's really strange and not really common in the industry. If it was a
well,
brand new opus like Other Side 2 or something like this, maybe, but that feels weird.
well,
Strange play people.
yeah, it's like I said, it's standalone DLC, so it's basically just the game, but one set of a much shorter version of it in a way. So like for
Okay.
example, in the full game, maybe there's I don't know, let's say 20 missions, and the DLC might only have 4. So it's basically just a shorter thing. Yeah. But see, okay, so yeah, Noble Cooper here. Some DLCs are made for fans, so sadly they aren't planned for consoles. But I'm a fan on console, so yeah,
If you're a fan, buy it twice.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, yeah, it's kind of a funny thing to say. Yeah, it's for fans, but not on
Who
console.
doesn't
Console
like
people aren't fans.
some fan service?
Everybody loves fan service. So yeah,
Mm.
but
Yeah,
that.
but
Oh, go ahead.
it's just I didn't know actually, Desperado or Shadow Tactics, and maybe shame on me. But so I don't know how it play on console, but from what I see on the Steam, it really feels like the old Commando game, or what's the Russian one recently, like Partisans. Maybe you played Partisans 1941. Feels
No,
like
I haven't played
if,
that.
if you don't know this one, we won't go into depth right now. But Hidden Gem as well, really great game. Tactics as well. Tactics. Tactics. If you consider that Commando was tactic. It's not like a Final Fantasy Tactic, with your chessboard and you move your piece. But
Mm.
so
Yeah,
is
this
it a
is
bit
free
like this? You think?
range, real time. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks very interesting to me. Is it a long game?
No, it's and that's one of the things that I really liked about it is it's not a super long game. Uh okay, yeah, even though I have saved more cash on console, PCs can be built very powerful, but it costs so much to build compared to a console system. Yeah, that's what I'm saying is for a PC console is more cost effective. It's more efficient because part of that is because consoles can be built in bulk, and anytime you're doing anything in bulk, then you can save a lot of money. So when they release consoles, they can make 1,000 consoles that are identical, and you know sell them or to buy the pieces in bulk. Whereas when you're buying PCs, unless you're buying pre-builts, which are not going to be as powerful as custom makes, you're not buying 1,000 GPUs at the same time. So you're buying one at a time. So because of that, PCs are always going to be more expensive. But yeah, so you're trading power for efficiency basically. But yeah, so it's really unfortunate. But I totally forgot what I was going to say though.
We're talking about gameplay on Shadow Tactics.
Yeah. I just completely lost my train of thought. Yeah. 8K PC system, play 10-year-old games. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is if you're gonna be playing, yeah, you have to consider if your needs. That was one thing that when I built my PC, that was the consideration is I typically play on console, but the one game that I was playing with friends on PC was Civ 6, and that was it. It was like, okay, that's my benchmark is Civ 6. I don't need 8K gaming. I don't need 60 frames per second. I just need something that's going to play Civ 6 on its highest settings. And then I was able to, and then maybe go a little bit higher just in case. And because of that, I was able to build a gaming rig that completely fills my needs for relatively cheap. But again, I was not going for high frame rates. I was just playing for Civ 6. Uh, so yeah, you really need to consider if you're going to be playing, what do you call it? If you're going to be playing Cyberpunk 2077 at max settings, then yeah, you absolutely need to
Yeah, have a
consider
war
a
machine,
PC that's going to be
exactly.
able to. Yeah, you need to be able to do that. But if you're going to be playing, indies and emulators, you don't need that 8K rig. So, but that doesn't just because you don't need it doesn't mean you don't want it. So, and people
Plus,
enjoy
it's not.
building things.
Yeah,
So yeah,
exactly. Plus, the PC is, a box where you can tinker in, and you don't need a very strong setting right now, but you still have the space to make it bigger and buy a better graphic card or cooling system or stuff like this. You can't do that on console, so it's way more
exactly,
flexible.
exactly. And it's a hobby. I mean, like I enjoy building my Gundams here. It's fun for me. If you enjoy building PCs, even if you're not going to be using it for the power, if you just enjoy that,
Yeah.
that's your thing. Building it for some people, that's it. It's not about using it. It's about building it. That's the fun part is the fact that I can create this thing. So yeah, I have no problem with people that want to do that. More power to them. Especially if you have money. I don't. So